Well, good morning. I am going to sit here in this chair until somebody says, come cruise with me. I'm, oh, yeah, I can do two. You're right. I might just sit here until somebody helps me. But anyway, let me introduce you to the host, Jeremy and I from J&S. And then you have Scott from the Mustard Drill.
The one and only.
Who's leaving in 4 days.
Yeah, just taking off.
For no apparent reason, he's leaving me. For no apparent reason, he's leaving me and Elizabeth.
Yep.
You know? Well, and then you have my bestie's husband, Eddie. You know, and he's got merchandise for sale on Bonfire. Plus, he and Scott are monetized, so you can always send super chats to this chat thing that we have in the morning.
That's mile zero right there.
So I'm just letting you know, we do have people that are already monetized. Okay. And I just want to thank everybody for coming in this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And so I guess because I can't go on a cruise until 20 days, I'm just going to shop. That's what I'm going to do.
Which she's already been doing in the pre-show.
Right.
Yes.
Snitch.
It's a whole lot of shaking going on.
Okay, take it away, guys.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome in to good morning.
What did
I just read Scott Controversial Cruising's chat, and it made me laugh. Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the live stream and also the replay. We are Go Live Together, your morning show host and hostesses. Hostess.
It's a mouthful.
It is, but here's a bigger mouthful. First up in the chat was Controversial Cruising. Good morning.
What did he say?
Good morning.
Next up is Eddie Lugo Studios.
Yo.
Viva la raza.
Next up is The Mustard Drill.
Where? I love that guy.
Right there.
Next up is Sea Tripping with Kim and Scott. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Next up is Mike and Rihanna's Adventures. Good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
Arrived from the north.
Oh, the Z Show Cruise Fun, all the way from Texas.
Welcome.
Texas.
Yes.
Yeah, it's real hot up there where Z is.
Next up is House of X Entertainment Inc. Good morning.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party.
I love that one. Good morning, Kathy Mills. Welcome in.
Good morning.
Hi.
I love that one. Good morning. Okay, hang on. We might be on our way to getting our first copyright strike.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here we go. The Z Show Cruise Fund. Breaking news. Less than 137 days until the greatest cruise of all time, the Carnival Jubilee, December 23rd.
Z, let me tell you, if you know anybody, you might want to post this on your page. The easy parking, the cheap parking, it's like $116 for the entire 7 days.
EasyCruiseParking.com.
I looked it up and they're sold out for the inaugural sailing. So people are going to have to find a higher place to park down here in Galveston.
And Controversial Cruising says, I think you meant your husband's bestie, not your bestie's husband, unless Eddie and Jeremy are married.
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh. God, I don't know those things. I can't even figure out how to do, when you have a cousin and then they come along and then there's more cousins. I'm confused about relations. So are y'all married?
No. Next up is Bone Tired Travelers. Good morning.
I get the feeling someone is watching us.
Oh,
good morning, Denise. And I hope you had a good night at work.
Yeah, welcome to the shenanigans.
She has a dentist appointment, I believe.
Okay.
Good. And, you know, speaking of creators, we always bring you 5 creators each morning that we would like to feature for you. All of them are linked down in the description below, and we invite you to visit each and every channel and show them some love. First up is April Showers. Next is Fearless Rambler. Next up is Yellow Shirt Dad. Next up is Michaelanne Spoiled Mama. And last but not least is Evolving with Etta.
Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, y'all go check out those channels.
And who saw Cruise Nuts premiere last night of the
We did.
Safari?
Yes.
Um,
The roster.
Yeah, that looked like a great place. You know, nice place to chill and do some day drinking.
Yeah, but I did see
Rasta.
that. I think I saw where they charge for the bathroom. I don't know. They may have put that sign up in jest, but I would take that seriously.
Yep.
I think it was like 10 pesos or something like that. I was like, what?
I saw 100 pesos. I don't know. My eyes must have been deceiving me.
You were thinking of the bathroom too hard.
Oh yeah, and it's a rheumatologist appointment this morning for.
There you go. Ouch.
Yep. And cruising is fun. Anytime is made it into the chat. Good morning. You know, she
Morning.
has she has a busy Temu schedule. So I thank her for coming into the chat this morning.
This is not a union break.
Oh,
It's not a union break.
see.
See you later, Denise. We love you.
Have a good.
Well, it's not, like, it's not Friday.
Yeah.
Oh God, I
Not
wish
even close.
No.
it's not
Taco
even.
Tuesday.
Yes. Taco Tuesday
Mm,
with pizza.
God.
Let me see. Who else? Oh, I think that's it. We are fully caught up in the chat. Today is August 8th, and I'm going to give you a live look outside at the Moody Gardens Pyramids.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's here in Galveston. There is a
Right there.
it's across
Thank you, Cheryl. Right there.
Yeah.
All right.
it's across the water from us. But those 3 pyramids represent 3 different attractions over here at Moody Gardens.
Rainforest. See what else?
Aquarium
Yeah.
and another one.
Yeah, and you get to touch the stingrays and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really neat.
So if you are coming to Galveston this morning, you are waking up to 85 degrees with 80% humidity and full sun in the sky. If you are still here this afternoon, we are looking at 91 degrees with 65% humidity and sunny. How is the weather where you guys are? Oh, I like that layout. That is awesome.
Where Cruise Vet is, they're under a heat thing. I saw it on the news this morning.
Mm-hmm. Guys?
It's 74 here right now. It did rain like crazy yesterday. We had a nice storm. Wi-Fi went away for about 20 minutes. Thank God the lights were flickering, but it did not go away. The day before, it did rain also on Sunday, but yesterday we got hit pretty good too. So I believe that you guys are going through the heat mess.
Mm-hmm.
The clouds form. They keep moving. Once they pass New Orleans and Mississippi, once they hit Alabama, they decide to pour out, and we get the good stuff out of it. So, move to Georgia.
Yeah, because
That's what I'm saying.
damn, there's no rain.
Yep. Scott?
It's 70 degrees, and it's supposed to be mostly sunny and a little windy today. But otherwise, I think it's supposed to go up to about 86. We had some storms last night, and it got down into like the mid 60s. Even like at dinner time, it was like in the mid 60s. It was freezing. There were icicles hanging off the end of my nose and everything. I swear to God.
60 would have been perfect.
Yeah.
I think that water that he was drinking last night must have been.
It was laced with something else.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. We got a celebrity in the house, and B-roll Beth has made it into the chat. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, babe.
Better than the other one.
Ground Tech Master Angelo has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good evening to them. It's 9/11 where he's at night.
Yep. Danny Morales has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's
That's
up?
my cuz. Coast. Or Miami.
And Controversial Cruising says only going to be 106, but might actually rain today. That's good.
If it's 106 and rain, I can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, they don't really get any humidity out there where he's
No,
at.
they
So
Yeah.
it's a different
I
kind.
really don't
of
like that dry
weather
heat
thing.
anyway. Yo.
Country Boy Archaeology has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome,
Good
welcome.
morning.
And today is August 8th. And let me go ahead and shut this down. Okay, so on this day in history, in 1588, the English fleet won a decisive battle over the Spanish Armada off the coast of Gravelines in northern France.
Did you see it right?
I don't know, Gravelines or Gravelines.
Go on.
Not sure.
Gravelines
1840
because it's France. So yeah, you had it right.
Okay. In 1846, the Wilmot Proviso, an attempt to prohibit the extension of slavery to new territories in the United States, was proposed. And in that debate that followed, the Republican Party was born. In 1901, American physicist Ernest Orlando Lawrence, winner of the 1939 Nobel Prize for Physics for his invention of the cyclotron, the first particle accelerator to achieve high energies, was born in Canton, South Dakota.
Would you say Cybertron?
Cyclotron.
Oh, cyclotron. Okay, sorry. I went Transformers on you.
I know, right?
Oh, I like the Transformer movies too.
Transformers are cool.
See.
1907, jazz musician Benny Carter was born. And let's see, in 1945, the United States, the Soviet Union, and the United Kingdom and France signed the London Agreement. In 1963, armed robbers stole 2.6 million, was that euro? It's got an L symbol in front of it.
Pounds.
Pounds, okay. From the Glasgow-London Royal Mail train near the Brigeo Bridge, north of London, in the Great Train Robbery.
I remember that movie.
1992, the U.S. men's Olympic basketball team, which had been dubbed the Dream Team because of an all-star roster of NBA players that included
Michael Jordan. The GOAT.
Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, easily defeated Croatia to win the gold medal at the Barcelona Games.
I remember that game too.
In 2000, the wreckage of the Hunley, a Confederate submarine that was lost during the American Civil War, was raised from the ocean floor near Sullivan's Island, South Carolina. It was the first submarine to sink in 1864, and an enemy ship, the Union sloop Housatonic. That's the way it's spelled. Yep. And in 1974, faced with the near certain prospect of impeachment for his role in the Watergate scandal, U.S. President Richard Nixon announced his resignation on this day in 1974 and was succeeded by Gerald Ford the following day.
I am not something.
Okay. And that will do it for On This Day in History.
Yes.
And we are trucking right along. Let's see who has made it into the chat.
Wow.
Nightbot, my bestie. That's my bestie right there. Nightbot's cool. And let me see. Okay, Michaelanne says it's going to rain there today.
please blow it down here.
Yeah.
Please.
Together We Travel has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Odom's Homestead has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning, Odom.
What's up?
Traveling with Tinkerbell has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning. And Odom, I sure do want to come to your get it off your chest Thursdays. I always say that to Jeremy. I'm going to go up there when he does it, but I never do.
Well,
So
I'm at least lurking in the bushes.
yeah, we always lurk in the bushes, but I might come up there this time. Might.
Oh yeah, that's that right there. Distracted.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Timu time. Here's an oddball question from Controversial Cruising. Are you a morning showerer or a nighttime showerer?
Both.
I'm thinking middle of the day, whenever it's hottest outside.
No,
That's our way to
both.
cool off. Oh yeah, yeah. And Timu has updated their packaging. Eddie showed us they got white packaging with orange. I think Scott's neighborhood patrol might have shut that down. So they changed the color of the packages, so Scott can get his packages.
Apparently, that's how they get them in Canada. They're white. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the first one Mike and Rihanna got or whatever was in, but it didn't say Timu on it though. It was just a completely white package. I thought.
Oh, wow.
It didn't say Timu on it at all. So
I mean, they could save a whole lot of ink unless those bags naturally come in orange. I don't know.
I don't care what it comes
they
in.
still get a pen in white anyway.
Yeah,
don't
I don't care.
They don't come white.
yeah,
So
And
either way,
let's see, we are fully cut. Oh, Odom's Homestead says you're more than welcome and thank you. Yeah, Controversial Cruising says Eddie has a new pillow. Is that a Timu pillow?
I have no idea what's inside. So I'm gonna be doing a video for members only.
That's what's
Oh,
up.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a good idea.
that's my that'll be my second one. Now that I'm back to normal,
Yes.
everything got fixed.
That's what's up.
That's good.
Yes.
All right. Take it easy at work, Scott. Let's hope that the air conditioner holds up today.
I noticed that I have to join again.
Everything got paused or whatever the deal. So if you
Yeah,
do, please
like when
appreciate
I went
it.
there, like the join button was
Yes.
there instead of the joined button.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So completely up to you, sir. I will appreciate if you do.
And while we're talking about that, since we have the two up top, they're monetized. You can be a member of their channels as well as.
Well, I don't actually have memberships. Yeah.
Okay.
If ever. So, but yeah. But
Okay.
Eddie has memberships and exclusive content, and I can tell you, as a previous member and soon to be member again of Eddie's channel, his content is worth the money.
Thank you.
The Bud Files just made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And I do believe that it is time for the cruise and travel industry news.
Morning news of cruising with Scott.
Cruise lines have been ranked with surprising results. Following a survey of 1,727 consumers conducted by a UK research company called Which, WHICH, has compiled rankings of ocean-going cruise lines based directly on passenger feedback. The results are somewhat surprising, particularly with seemingly low overall scores. A variety of traits were examined to compile the overall scores, including customer service, passenger space, onboard facilities such as public areas and things to do, stateroom quality, food and drinks, port excursions, entertainment, and social atmosphere. More unique characteristics polled, including description matching reality, which would examine truth in advertising and overall guest expectations. Value for money was also polled, but this could be very subjective for travelers with different budgets. Itinerary was also part of the survey, but could likewise vary greatly depending on individual sailings. The survey was conducted in November of 2022 and asked guests about voyages they had taken within the last 2 years. This includes some of the initial restart pandemic sailings where conditions were dramatically different aboard ships, especially when guest capacities continued to be capped and passenger space might have been significantly skewed. All-inclusive luxury cruise lines naturally scored highest on the survey, with Noble Caledonia Ocean Cruises coming in at the top spot with overall ranking of 90%. Viking Ocean Cruises, Saga Ocean Cruises, Seabourn, Oceania, Marella, and Regent Seven Seas Cruises followed, coming in between 80 and 87%. Relative newcomer to the cruise market, Virgin Voyages, also scored 80%. The adults-only cruise line had exceptionally high marks for food and drink, as well as the description matching reality categories, though several other categories were not rated due to too few responses to create a meaningful result. Carnival Cruise Line, one of the largest passenger cruise lines in the world, rated 79%. What some travelers might consider a higher than expected score from a cruise line that regularly receives poor attention for the exploits of some unruly guests. Yet Carnival onboard facilities, social atmosphere, and description matching reality all received top scores. Disney Cruise Line received 78% rating, with Norwegian Cruise Lines and Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines both coming in at 77%. Not one aspect of the various poll categories for Princess Cruises received a 5-star rating. While the cruise line does have both its fans as well as its detractors, some of its low ratings might be attributed to the perceived class-like pricing system with different package add-ons leading to confusing fares and different levels of inclusive items based on which package is purchased. Also at the bottom of the list is rapidly growing MSC Cruises with 68% overall rating. As with Princess Cruises, not one aspect of MSC Cruises rated at 5 stars. The same goes for second to last in line Costa Cruises, which rated 69%. It should be noted that guest responses could also be dramatically influenced by factors well outside the cruise line's control, such as poor weather, personal illness, or unreasonable expectations, such as poor ratings, because a cruise line may not carry a particular passenger's favorite brand of soda or played their favorite music. So that is one thing I always tell people. In this day and age, it's very common and very easy to see, no matter what you're looking at. You see, this is the best thing ever, and then the very next one is this is the worst thing ever, and then a whole bunch of kind of combinations of in between. And what I have found personally in most of the negative reviews for anything I'm looking at, no matter what it is, I tend to see, as that person elaborates on the particular item or service, you can start to see where it was based on their own personal experience, their interaction with a staff member, or if they got a product and it wasn't right, how poor the customer service was. not actually the product. So, or not actually, so reviews can definitely be skewed these days because I don't think enough people are objective at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because of how upset they are. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you definitely have to take all of that with a grain of salt. So
That's
but
true.
it's very interesting. I myself was surprised to see Carnival rank so high just because of despite the cruise community and myself included, we have a pretty good opinion of Carnival, and I do enjoy Carnival cruises a lot. But it's also not hard to find many people online and in social media who, do not have a good opinion and love to refer to Carnival as the Walmart of cruise lines. So does happen. So in any event, moving on. Carnival cruise ship rescues 2 people from stranded boat.
Mm-hmm.
Early Monday morning, August 7th, Mardi Gras once again stepped up and helped out a small sailboat in need just after 1 a.m. Now, I have some video here I'm going to show. And although we appreciate the individual who shot this video, our advice to him or her or whoever else is watching, please turn that phone sideways into a landscape, configuration when you are recording video. It will be greatly appreciated by everyone and anyone, even if they're just watching it.
Right.
So it says here that the cruise ship was requested to assist by the U.S. Coast Guard after receiving a distress call and request for medical assistance. Mardi Gras immediately changed course to participate in the search and rescue of the small boat approximately 30 nautical miles from Castle Island in the Bahamas. After searching for the vessel for almost 2 hours, the cruise ship released its fast rescue boat and one of its lifeboats. The life-saving intervention by the rescue team on board the Mardi Gras led to the successful rescue of 2 U.S. citizens who are now safely on board and receiving medical treatment. No further information on their injuries or the nature of the medical emergency has been disclosed. An onboard announcement revealed that more details would be forthcoming on subsequent sea days for Mardi Gras passengers. Mardi Gras had just set sail from Port Canaveral and was headed south to the island of Aruba, where it's scheduled to arrive today on August 8th. Other ports of call during the 8-day voyage included Bonaire and Grand Turk in the Turks and Caicos Islands. And the Mardi Gras will be returning on August 13th. So that is it for the news.
That was some good news.
Yeah, it was. Controversial Cruising has an interesting question for Eddie here. It says, so if we get a quickie in the morning as a sub, Eddie Lugo Studios, what do I get as a member at night?
I cannot say here.
Okay.
You have to wait till after dark.
Yes.
No, then I'll tell you what it is.
And thank you for those pineapples, Cruise Nuts.
Good morning.
It is you.
Good morning, Cruise Nuts.
And Scott, not letting us down, I guess, is making his rounds to our Scott. It says, not sure if this is the same fedora as usual, but this one is fire.
I know, right?
No, this is the same fedora I always wear.
Okay.
In fact, I keep it on a hook right up here on the wall.
Nice. Hey, Jamaican Farmer's Hut has made it back. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I do have 2 fedoras, though, right? One's downstairs in the studio and one's here.
That's what's up. If you want to see the different fedora, you might want to make it in Friday nights.
Yeah, Friday nights. Yeah.
Yep. All right, take it easy, Z. Go get your workout on. Yep, Pineapple King is in the house.
One of them.
These are nuts, not just pineapples, Jeremy. LOL. Okay. Yep.
Because when I'm in his, I give I
Nuts
write
and-
it out.
Nuts
then
and pineapples?
No, I just give him the. Yeah.
4 days, everybody. 4 days.
Yes.
KMA, KMA.
Yeah, if you have a cruise or vacation countdown, please share it in the chat. And also, if you are a creator in the chat, which we know you are, please type in the magical words #creator, #TMD, or #ELS, and Nightbot will drop your link.
And make sure you're connected to all of us.
Yes, our links are also tagged in the description of this video as well. In another news story, Celebrity Cruises, the premium cruise line pioneering resort travel at sea, has named the godmothers for Celebrity Ascent, which will this November, sail this November. Captain Sandy Yon, best known for her appearance on Bravo TV's hit series Below Deck, as well as her sister Michelle Dunham, founder of the Jacksonville School for Autism, have been selected as co-godmothers of the upcoming ship. The sisters will now join the industry's first brother captains, Demetrios and Tassos, which a last name I cannot pronounce, who were announced earlier this year as taking the helm of the new vessel. Celebrity Ascent will be the newest ship based in South Florida for the 23 to 24 Caribbean season. Cruising out of Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale from December 23 to April 24, the new ship will transport guests to some of the Caribbean's most desired destinations, such as the Bahamas, Grand Cayman, Puerto Rico, and the British Virgin Islands, before departing to Europe for a summer of med cruises in Greece, Italy, Turkey, Spain, and France. Captain Sandy and her sister Michelle will now join an illustrious group of women who hold the role of godmother for a celebrity ship. Godmothers of the previous Edge series ships include Simone Biles, 19-time world champion and 7-time Olympic medalist, who christened the most recent ship, Celebrity Beyond, in 2022. Let's see. Rashima Sajani, founder and CEO of international nonprofit Girls Who Code, who named Celebrity Apex in 2021, and Malala Yousafzai, Nobel laureate and activist, who introduced the revolutionary Celebrity Edge in 2018. So that is good news. Co-godmothers. I thought that was kind of cool. And let's see. Traveling with Tinkerbell says, I am still receiving Temu orders. LOL.
I'm expecting to, even though I said I wasn't going to order anymore.
Oh, busted.
I was depressed.
I'm definitely cutting back on my Temu because I have gotten so much stuff from them. It's like I'm kind of getting my fill for it now.
Right?
Me too. I thought I had that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I would still buy from there, if I needed something or whatever, but I won't just be constantly on there saying these deals are too good to pass up, kind of stuff. But
And Controversial Cruising says 14 days till Alaska.
Nice.
Traveling with Tinkerbell says someone has to vlog this pineapple cruise. That's going to be a lot of fun. LOL.
It is. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the booze cruise is going to be off the chain.
Yes. And Eddie has a secret.
Yes, he does. Let's bring up the Pineapple King and see what kind of secret he might have.
People are going to think it's something else. By the way, my secret is a 6-day cruise on the Carnival Paradise, leaving out of Tampa, October 28, 2024, on that ship right there. We're going to go from Tampa to Key West, Montego Bay, and Grand Cayman. Get in touch with Bruce at Ocean to Ocean Travel, $25 down, reserve your spot. refundable. You have till May 2024 to put down your deposit, but the sooner you do it, the better. It's still refundable. And pay up your cruise by July 2024. You got a whole year ahead of you to get your stuff going. Just a lot of creators are going to be there. Jeremy, Cheryl, Scott, myself, Bruce, Mike and Rihanna, House of X, and a bunch of other people. James Catanese and his wife will be there also. Mike Clark. So there's going to be a lot of us creators in this group. And looking forward to bring more people in. So the sooner you get in touch with Bruce, the sooner you get involved with this. Even Tinkerbell, we will be in this cruise. And Cruise Nuts also. Besides, House of X is going to be in charge of 2 activities, the Elegant Night and a game night. And we're going to be having, Carnival will be doing a Halloween contest, which we all can participate in it. We're going to have a shot glass exchange and a bunch of stuff going on. Keep those days busy. We're going to keep everybody doing stuff. And when we get to the ports, you got the freedom to do as you please. So get in touch with Bruce and get your cabin going. The sooner, the better.
Booze Cruise 2024. Hosted by Eddie Lugo Studios. Out of Tampa, Florida. Port of Calls, Key West, Florida. Grand Cayman Island. Montego Bay, Jamaica. Aboard the Carnival Paradise. Come join us for this great cruise, October 28th to November 3rd, 2024. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com.
Also, Controversial Cruising will be there. Bill from One Strong Adventures is also coming over, so it's gonna be nice.
In short, everyone.
Everyone.
Correct.
Everyone will be there.
Meet us. Come on aboard.
Yep.
Right.
Midlife Travels has a comment here. Good morning, everyone. And first of all, welcome into the show. We finally have rain in southeast Oklahoma. Thank God. Only 10 more days until our Carnival Breeze cruise.
Yes. You're going to like the breeze. He
Come on
loves the
down.
breeze.
Tinkerbell says, I will be in the inaugural cruise. I can't wait to meet everyone on this beautiful ship.
Which ship is that?
Yeah, what ship is that? Could that be? Hang on.
The
Let me,
Jubilee.
no, hang on. Let me
Don't do
Boom.
Texas,
Yeah. Could it be that one?
Texas.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's right. That is.
I'd rather look at this one than that other one.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Celebrity Ascent.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Let me see.
You do that too, right?
Cruise Nut says we made a Cruise Nut Timu video, just haven't posted it yet.
Oh, good.
We can't wait for that
Can't
one.
wait to see it.
Yes. And let's see. That's it for the chat. Now, Scott has a question for today for everybody in the panel and also the chat. And he asked, what is the actual question here, Scott?
So I'm very sorry. I was, I didn't have any coffee. I'm trying, I'm limited to 50 characters. I was trying to come up with a characterization of this, experience, which is, have you ever had a negative experience with a fellow cruiser? Right. So, that whatever that negative experience, it can be anything. Right. So, for me, there's a couple of different instances, but like one of the biggest negative experiences I have is witnessing so many fellow cruisers being so rude to the crew, right? I mean, like they're just so rude and so demanding to the crew, and maybe they don't mean to be, or maybe they do. I don't know, or maybe it's a combination of both. But I definitely get very upset witnessing that, and occasionally I will even say something to somebody about it. It just kind of depends what kind of mood I'm in and how, heinous I believe they are being. But in any event, the thing that really comes to mind is for me is I don't actually have that many negative experiences. I tend to just kind of, not, certainly when I'm on a cruise, I'm not trying to get all bent out of shape over the way some people behave. But in any event, there was this one particular instance when I was on a Carnival cruise, and I don't remember which ship I was on, but in any event, I was on the ship and I was at a railing and I was taking a picture of something, and I had my camera with me and I had a big lens on it and stuff. So, and I was taking this picture and it was really far. I think it was in Port Canaveral. I was taking this picture and this little girl kind of like came up to me and she literally started, like, she put her butt against me and started like trying to push me out of the way. And I wasn't even sure what was going on because my face was in a camera, and I kind of stopped for a moment and I pulled my face away from the camera and I saw what was happening. And I was like, "Oh, excuse me, little girl." And that was it. That was the entire interaction. And then all of a sudden her parents showed up out of nowhere and started yelling at me that I was pushing their daughter out of the way when it was actually she who was like pushing up against me. And I just said, "Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't doing anything. I was just taking a picture. I got this big camera hanging off of my neck and everything else." And I presume a grandfather grabbed the little girl and pulled her over to the side and said, "Do you see that man there with the camera? He is what you call an a-hole, but he actually uses it." And I was completely beside myself and flabbergasted over the entire experience. And I just looked at the two and I said, "I don't know what's going on here, but I'm very sorry and I'm leaving." And I turned around and I walked away. And to my knowledge, I never saw them again on the entire cruise. But it has stuck with me because it was such an insanely crazy experience that I have never had anything like it ever on all the cruises I've ever been on. And because of how absolutely crazy it was, I will probably never forget it. So,
Eddie?
Two that I can recall. And the first time, just like that, I also had a family on the NCL Escape. This family, everywhere we went, we were there. There was a girl, she must have been around 10, 11. Every time I picked up the camera to film, she would get in front of me. She would put her head right in front of the lens. I'm like, okay, the first time you did that stuff, fine. Second time, but everywhere we went, they just happened to be there too. And somehow that girl will see me. The moment I bring my camera out, she will stuck her head right in the way. It got very close for me to show her the way and give her a nice opening adieu. But, I was able to control myself. And Alice even said to me, "Chill, don't worry about it. Things happen. Just move out of the way and film some other place." So, thank God, done and over with. Now on the NCL Bliss, we were there for 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I do have a walker that I have to move around with. Every time we went in the uh, buffet area, or every time I tried to get in the elevators, unfortunately, there was a big crowd. Michaelanne, don't feel offended, but there was a big crowd of French Canadians in it, and they were extremely rude to me. They kept getting in the way. They see me with a plate or whatever on the walker. They cut in front of me. In the lines, every time I tried to get in the elevator, they will run right in front of me and get in. And of course, speaking in their French. And Alice was getting pretty upset with all this thing going on. But somehow, I said, "Let it go, let it go, let it go. Don't worry about it. They have a problem. We don't. So good thing that the rest of the crew was pretty good. I was just aware what I was doing, so we eventually, instead of going to the buffet, we started going to the restaurants and either the MDR, the Taste of the Savor, and we just forgot about the place. So we were there going later at night, but it was getting pretty upsetting, you know. Um, I mean, I'm not having a walker just to take my time or whatever the deal, just to secure myself, and this way I don't fall and hurt somebody else because I could
Right.
fall and hurt somebody.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I'm like, why? We're not going anywhere. We're on a ship out on the water. The ship ain't going nowhere. Just going the
Mhm.
same tempo. It might take a little longer, it might take a little further out or whatever the deal. But what is the point of the rush?
Mhm.
So, but it happens everywhere. So.
Right.
For me, it's seeing how rude some people are at the crew with the crew.
Mhm.
Last December on the Dream, this man, we were at the Italian restaurant for lunch, and this man um, had ordered his food after us and had just sat down. And he got mad and started yelling at the hostess. And I watched him yell at her
Mhm.
about the food that was being cooked. Everybody, it was crowded. It was overcrowded, on the day that we went. And he said, just forget it. Just forget it. You can give it to somebody else. And that was really rude.
Yeah, and this was Pasta Bella. It was in the middle of the day. It's not like he paid the specialty dining price or
No,
anything
it
like
was
that.
absolutely free.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of people there, and everybody was just sitting and waiting.
Yep.
It was no big deal unless he had somewhere urgently that he had to go to. Like Eddie said, it's not like he was going to get off the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't like when people are rude to the crew. And usually when I see that, I'll invite them over to our table to sit down
Mm-hmm.
and just talk with them, let them know that, your day is going to get better or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of smooth their day off to be nice.
Yeah. For me, it's not necessarily a particular passenger, but a group of passengers. And these are the elevator hogs.
Yeah.
They see older people or people with a scooter or
A cane.
or an assisted, ambulatory device, and they jump in front of them and go into the elevator. And I was raised to always, stand back, let them go first, and then, if you find a space, go ahead and get on. But yeah, that's the group of passengers that I have a particular problem with. And on our last sailing on the Celebration, I know that we went over this in previous shows, but I'm glad you brought up this question. It was a crew member or group of crew members in particular that really got under my skin. The crew, the blue shirts, were being micromanaged by the white shirts, particularly in the main dining room in the rear of the ship and also in the Italian restaurant. You had this one white shirt guy who was everywhere. He was micromanaging everybody, especially the poor lady at the desk, that's trying to get everybody in and, checking their reservation and stuff like that. It's just being ugly to her. And then while we were eating in the Italian restaurant, same guy walks up to a particular server in the restaurant and said, "These are special guests. Treat them with respect." I look on both of their cards and they got diamond cards. Okay, so I'm like, okay, what's really going on here?
They do, if you notice, they do look at your card, like my platinum card.
Mhm.
They looked at it, and we got really good service.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
Yep.
we all run into rude people, right? But on a cruise ship, in my opinion, it's even more important that we be as respectful as we can to one another because we're in such a limited space, right?
Right.
We're all on that boat. Nobody can just leave, right? So it's really important that we go on. And I could do like a whole multi-hour show of just about how much I think that the head waiters in the MDR on any cruise line are like the worst crew members in the world, right?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. And
Yeah.
I've seen it actually. In fact, I just saw it not long ago on MSC Maravilla. A crew member, like the lowest, like a woman who was wiping tables,
Right.
being addressed down by the white shirt. Now, it just so happened I had targeted him to rip him a new one about how there's never anything to drink on that ship, right? And I did end up, so I probably saved her, at least for the moment, because I went over and said, this is how I said to him, excuse me, could you stop berating her for a moment so I can have a word with you? And he was like, oh, yes, sir. What can I do for you? And then I tore him a new one about it. But in any event, I was very nice and very respectful. But I said to him, listen, I've been on this ship. I'm going to be on this ship. And I'm tired of coming up to this buffet and finding only water.
Yep.
Right. I was like, and if that's the policy, fine. I'm perfectly fine with it. But don't tell me that that's not the policy and then not have more than just water, right? If that's all it is, I'm fine with just water because I drink a lot of water. But don't tell me that it's not the policy and then expect me to be perfectly fine coming up here and finding only water all the time.
Right.
So in any event, I do see that all the time. But the thing that irritates me the most is when the head waiter comes over and asks you how your dinner is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would rather just the regular waiter ask me, how is everything? Right.
Yeah.
How is everything? Here's your dinner. Was this good? Was that good? And everything else. A lot of times that waiter does, the main waiter or the assistant waiter does ask me that. But the head waiter who's coming over, who doesn't really care, who I see selects certain tables to ask and other tables not, right? He's just there for his tip.
That's
right?
it.
That's how I see it. I always roll my eyes about it. Or my mother-in-law always says, oh no, Scott's about to get upset because here comes the head waiter. Because I just think, you know what? You don't really care how my dinner was because, you didn't serve it to me. You didn't ask me how I wanted it, anything else. You just over here to do whatever. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't have an important role in the hierarchy of how the main dining room goes, right? I'm not saying that he isn't there as a management level to make sure that everything runs smoothly. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is you don't need to come to my table and talk to me.
Right.
That's
The
all I'm
question
saying.
that they're really asking, because you got to listen for what's not being said. Okay. The question that they're really asking is, how did my employee serve you?
Yes.
So I can judge them. So I can, rank them. So I can, do whatever. Yeah. Oh,
So
and,
that's the thing that I don't like the most about
before we let this show go, I can't let this comment go. It's from Odom's Homestead. It says, I'm thinking about taking my first cruise next year, 3 days. Any recommendations? A 3-day cruise is limited to some
Miami.
cruise lines. Most of the time, they're going to come out of Miami. You'd be better off asking about a 4-day cruise because then that opens up a whole lot more, options for you, if you will. I find that 4-day cruises tend to be a little bit too short for me. I prefer 5 days and beyond, especially the 8-day ones that we're, going on. But yeah, for 3-day cruises, you can find them on a lot of cruise lines. They are enjoyable, but you won't, I believe you won't get a full cruise experience if you go under or 4 days and under.
And
Right.
yeah,
And you know what? And CME CME said something very similar this morning, right? And I was like, and I share their position on this as well. I took my first cruise, it was 3-day cruise. My second cruise was a month later on the same ship. It was another 3-day cruise, right? And this is what I would say to you. I understand that mindset. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to like it, so let me take a 3-day cruise. You can take a 3-day cruise from most Florida ports, right?
Yep.
You can't take them from you certainly can't take a 3-day cruise from the Northeast. So in any event, I would say this is what my recommendation would be. Don't take a 3-day cruise. Take a 7. Take a 6 or a 7-day cruise, right? 6s are a little bit not as common. 7 days are the most common, and the most widely available itinerary. Take a 7-day cruise. I know, because you think, no, I'm just going to take a 3-day cruise. That way I'm not stuck on there if I don't like it. No, because 3 days isn't long enough for you to know if you like it or not.
Yep.
It isn't. Take a 7-day cruise. You will not regret it.
Never regret it.
Matter of fact, before you get into this cruise life, just know you're going to be hooked. I mean, I know you're going to love it.
Yeah.
It's like crack.
Oh my God.
And it's going to cost you, depending on the cruise line, it's going to cost you about the same.
Yeah.
A 3-day and a 7-day. Might as well do it.
Yeah.
That's right. And Eddie is right.
Yeah.
Depending on the cruise line.
The cost is about a $20 difference from my experience, from a 6-day to a 7-day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The BC Gaming Dispatcher has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you living?
Yeah, how you living? You feeling? Let me see.
And Graceful's here too.
Oh, Michaelanne's Adventures have a comment. It says, they are always rude, Eddie. To be honest, we are offended at all.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to get into bashing people and stuff like that, but here's the thing, right? My grandfather did a ton of Canadian fishing.
Mm-hmm.
My mom said every time you turned around, my grandfather was in Canada on a fishing trip, right?
Nice.
He loved to fish, and he fished in Canada all the time. And he always told my mom and my grandmother that the worst Canadians he ever interacted with were the French Canadians.
Mm-hmm. Ocean Travel has made it in. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Bruce.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mr. Wayne.
Yes, Griswold Family Vacay has made it in. Good morning.
What's up?
And did somebody make 2K? That's you? Congrats, man.
Congratulations.
Hey.
Yeah. Yesterday, I found out by pure luck.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a video with Alice, and then I see 2.4. I say, what is that? Hello.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
The last time I had looked, I thought you had like 1.9 or something like that.
1.93.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then also out of the blue, 2.04. I'm like, what the?
Is this what happens whenever you pass up that mark? Like they just flood you with is that typical of YouTube to just flood you with hundreds of subscribers all at once?
I have no idea what
It can
the
be.
is.
Yes, it can be.
So, yeah.
It can be.
It just depends. I mean, like I said, I at one point I got like 300 subscribers in an hour.
Wow.
It just listen. That's why I try to tell you, as much as you want to try to figure out and try to put YouTube into some type of, quantifiable set of, parameters that you can understand, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These people are our viewers. I love them. I love every single one of them. I appreciate every single one of them, but I can never understand their fickle nature. Right. So, and it's just the way it is. So you just have to accept it and roll with it.
That's what we're doing.
That's what I thought. I said YouTube must hold the subscribers.
Oh man,
They gotta be checked out by.
So since the algorithm has taken over 100%, right, and it has created these metal robots with laser pistols that have corralled all the into captivity at Google, right, and keeps them in there, and it runs the show. Okay, it does do stuff like that. That's why you see your subscribers go away and come back, and views go away and come back, or like some of them go away, but only some of them come back, and it's all kind of over the place and everything because the algorithm, as much as Google wants to think it's ready for prime time, it isn't, and it still cannot discern against certain things, but Google is making it do that, and it's I guess doing what it can or doing its best, if that's a way of putting it, to decide what's a genuine engagement and what isn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Speaking of YouTube, Eddie, who is coming on for the remainder of the day?
And here we go. Following us at 10 a.m. will be live with Belinda and Chuck, followed by Cruise Bet Adventures at 11 o'clock in the morning. Roy and Becky's Travels, 1 p.m. Destination Fun, 6 p.m. Ocean to Ocean Travel, and Tiffany Peacock Twister, 9 p.m. tonight. And closing the night with Nautical Nurse Nancy and the Hitchhiking Bones at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Yep. All righty, folks. Well, thank everybody who has came into the show. We hope you enjoy the programming later on today. Catch some of these channels, be in the chats, be active. Everybody take care of each other out there. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out if you like today's show. Share us out if you want to. And also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Never, ever forget we love you, and good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Bye.
Bye.